Okay, in order to solve this system of equations, the first thing we're going to need to do is take both the equations one at a time and solve them for y. So I'm going to take this top one and I'm going to simply do my work, show my work over here. And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and take away 2x from both sides because I'm trying to solve for y. I'm trying to get y by itself. On the left, I end up with 10y. And on the right, I have a minus 2x plus 30. Continuing on to try and solve for y and get y by himself. I'm going to go ahead and divide everything on the left and everything on the right by 10. On the left, I'm left with y equals, the right, I have negative 2x over 10, which simplifies to negative x over 5. And 30 over 10 simplifies to 3. So my original system of equations, I've taken the top equation. I want to solve this system. I want to use equal values, but first I need to get both equations solved for y. Came over here and I solved this top equation, got it down to here, solved for y. Now I need to do the same thing with this bottom equation. I need to take this bottom equation and solve it for y. I'm going to first add 4x to both sides. When I do that, I get 5y on the left, 4x, the 4x, add 4x here, add 4x here, 4x minus 10. Continuing on, solving for y, I want to end up with dividing by 5 on both sides, everything divided by 5. I end up with y equaling 4/5 or 4x over 5 minus 10 over 5 reduces to a negative 2. So the original system of equations, taking the top and the bottom and solving it for y, I end up with that guy for the top, this guy for the bottom. So I have my top equation has become y equals negative x over 5 plus 3, and my bottom equation ends up becoming y equals 4x over 5 minus 2. Now I can simply use my equal values method that I wanted to solve this system of equations. I take negative x over 5 plus 3 and set it equal to 4x over 5 minus 2. However, my problem is that I have fractions in this equation, so I need to use fraction busters. I'm going to multiply everything by the denominator of 5. 5 times this, 5 times this, 5 times this, and 5 times that. When I do that, I end up with 5 times this term is a minus 5x over 5. 5 times this term plus 15. 5 times this term, 20x over 5. And 5 times this term, a minus 10. I'm able to simplify my fractions. This becomes Negative 5x over 5 becomes a negative x plus 15. And 20 over 5, that reduces, 20x over 5 reduces to 4x. And I have my minus 10 here. I continue on solving for x. I add an x to both sides. I end up with 15 equaling 5x minus 10. I add 10 to both sides. I end up with 5x equaling 25. I divide both sides by 5, and x equals 5. But I'm only halfway. Remember, the solution to a system of equations is a point. I found the x value. I need to plug it back in to either of my equations and find y. I'm going to take this x equals 5 and plug it into my top equation there. When I do so, I get y equals negative x over 5, 5 in here for x. So I give a negative 5 over 5 plus 3. There you go, you can see that. The 5 went in here for x. I have minus 5 over 5 plus 3. Simplifying, 5 over 5 is 1. This is negative 1 plus 3. Negative 1 plus 3 is 2. So, my answer to this system of equations is the point 5, 2. If I were to graph it, that's where the lines would intersect. And if I were to check my answer, plug it back in here, that's what I would get.